Roger Federer's retirement has left a massive hole in the sporting world. It came just weeks after Serena Williams' retirement, and we've got bad news, folks. We think some other icons from this historic 21st century sporting universe could follow suit. Of course, we hope we're wrong on this one, but let's be honest. They've been around for a while now. It would hardly be a surprise. Let's take a look at some players who might retire soon. Starting with number 10, Floyd Mayweather. Quite easily the biggest and most active name in boxing right now is Floyd Mayweather. What some people don't realize is he's been around the professional scene since 1996. And over the course of those 26 years, he's racked up 12 world titles along with the lineal championship, which he won in 4 different weight classes. Not to mention that while he was breaking all those records, Mayweather also maintained a superb 50-0 record. And that means he's undefeated in 4 different decades and 2 different centuries. If that isn't impressive, we don't know what is. The uber-rich boxer has been taking place in exhibition fights and has entered the ring with the likes of Tenshin Nasukawa, Logan Paul, and Don Moore. The boxing world has accepted that Mayweather won't be fighting at the highest level anymore, but it will still be a hard one to take when Floyd steps into the ring for the final time, and that might be very soon. Up next at number 9, Jimmy Anderson. We were lucky to witness one of the most fantastic bowlers in the last couple of decades in the world of cricket. The last of the ilk is Jimmy Anderson, who's been the biggest weapon in England's attack since his debut back in 2003, closing in on 20 years. Anderson has aged like fine wine, but we think it might be the time that the cricketing world accepts that there is an expiration date on that beautiful action. He's third on the list of wicket takers all time, and he's got the most wickets amongst seam bowlers, earning 667 scalps for England in under 2 decades. Fast bowlers are not supposed to have that kind of longevity, but then again, players are not supposed to be that good either. While we're sure that openers of every cricketing nation will be glad to see his back, the fans will miss him a lot. After that, at number 8, Lewis Hamilton. Few people have changed the F1 the way Lewis Hamilton did. We don't think many other drivers have had the kind of impact that Hamilton had on and off the track, and there's little doubt that he'll retire as one of the biggest legends in the sport. In fact, he's already a legend. You don't win 7 drivers' championships with anything. This 37-year-old is already among the greats, and he's still chasing the 8th drivers' championship, which would take him past Michael Schumacher. But we think the chances of that happening are quite slim. He became the first and only black driver in the sport, and he's used that platform to raise awareness, including his fight against racism and earning his knighthood in 2021 because of those efforts. Hamilton had a tough year, but he still remains one of the best drivers and will be extremely sad to see him retire. Then at number 7, Rafael Nadal. Federer called it a day, and Nadal's definitely going to be next. His struggles with injuries have been extremely tough, and he's battled throughout the entire career. Now he's got that rare Muller-Weiss syndrome, a terribly painful foot condition requiring surgery that is putting him off for a long time because he believes it could end his career. He's already won most Grand Slams in the history of the sport, but he knows that Djokovic is just one short of beating his record. The King of Clay probably isn't comfortable with the lead, and the sport won't be the same once Nadal decides to retire. Moving on with number 6, Aaron Rodgers. Quite comfortably one of the best players in the NFL, Aaron Rodgers is nothing short of an icon in the sport. He might not have the same legendary status as Tom Brady, but then again, who does? He'll retire as one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, and that's quite enough to earn him the plaudits he deserves. The 4-time MVP is closing in on 40. He's 38, and while he's won the MVP award twice in the last 2 seasons, the years are catching up with him. Rodgers entered the top 10 for all-time passing yards and leads the league in a touchdown to interception ratio, and that shows just how crucial he's been for his side. There's little doubt that he's got limited time left in the tank. Entering the top 5, Tiger Woods. The 15-time major winner is a lot like Roger Federer. He's transformed the sport and changed it from the time he made his debut at the professional level. Like Federer, he made a superb return to St. Andrews in July for the 150th Open, but he's definitely nearing the end of his 25-year professional career. He's one of the most loved sportsmen of all time and a true sporting icon. Similarly to Federer, he's mostly adored by the masses for his personality. Woods trails Jack Nicklaus in the all-time charts for major success, but we're sure he wouldn't be losing a lot of sleep over that after the kind of career he's managed to build. On to number 4, Tom Brady. He might be dominating the news once again, but Tom Brady's return to the sport is sadly an indication that we've only got a few years left to witness the greatest player in NFL history in action. Brady returned to the NFL after having announced his retirement in February to start his 23rd season season in the league. At 45, though, Brady's reached the end of what has been an insanely amazing career. He won 6 Super Bowls, and since getting picked in the 2000 draft, his career has continued on a fabulous upward trajectory. Brady's got a bit left in him, and that's why he promised to make a return because of his unfinished business. But we think his days in the league are numbered. He could easily call it quits at the end of the next season, so everyone should be tuning in to watch Brady. The top 3 with LeBron James. Compared to most names on this list, LeBron's had a few awkward conversations surrounding his future, and he's not likely to retire, at least not in the near future. In fact, if the king goes out, it'll be on his own terms. However, it wouldn't be before he's had the chance to play alongside his son, and there's still some time left for that to happen. James is arguably considered the GOAT of basketball. Alongside the likes of Michael Jordan and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, there hasn't been anyone more dominant than him since he made his debut, and he'll be a big miss whenever he decides to call it a day. He hasn't had the best time in the last 2 years despite being at the top of his game, averaging 30 points per game for the Lakers. Still though, these legends are so used to playing the sport at the highest level that when things don't go their way, they can simply end things on their own term. Next entry at number 2, Cristiano Ronaldo. How times change. We remember watching Cristiano Ronaldo make his debut for Manchester United. A lot has changed since then. He's gone on to become one of the greatest players in football history, and now his body simply isn't what it was a few years ago. He can still score goals for fun, but most teams have gone past the need of having a player like Ronaldo at this point in his life. He finds himself down the pecking order at United because the new boss, Erik ten Hag, doesn't feel Ronaldo can play in a high-octane system. It'll be a sad day when he finally decides to part ways with the sport that has given him so much, and him to the sport. Finally, at number 1, Lionel Messi. We talked about Cristiano Ronaldo, so it's only fair that we include his greatest rival, who, ironically, is also approaching the end of his career. Lionel Messi is considered the GOAT of football, and while Ronaldo fans might disagree, it's more or less true. Either way, though, like Rafa and Roger, these two have given us amazing moments throughout their careers, and we'll be extremely sad to see them leave the world of football when they finally decide to do so. There's a World Cup coming up in a couple of months, and if Argentina wins that, there's a good chance he could retire on his own terms. After all, that's the only thing missing from his illustrious career. He might trail Ronaldo in career goals by 11, but he's also a couple of years younger. We're sure though that scoring more than Ronaldo isn't exactly a goal for Leo. That's a wrap for this video. Is there any other icon from the sporting world on the brink of retirement? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.